coverage. Cornelius was the intended receiver, but he only got one arm on it and then had it knocked away. So it's going to bring up a fourth.
Yeah, and Lawrence Tillman's going to come from the outside edge. Doesn't give up on the play. Causes Chris Leak to have to step up. LaTroy Gilman in there as well. And forcing the field goal attempt, which has been an adventure for Florida this season.
Both these teams have struggled. He is 0 for 7 from 30 or more yards this year. That one is up, and it is no good. Add another one to it. Chris Hetland, the senior.
How at Florida they've gotten away with it this long with just poor field goal kicking on the season, and you would think at the University of Florida you could find yourself a kicker.
He is now 3 for 11 in field goal attempts. They do not score. Talk about an Achilles heel. That's a kicker's Achilles heel. We are back. It is an absolutely gorgeous day at the campus of Florida State. Florida State's defense stands up. Field goal attempt no good. Florida State will get the football back. First down and 10, starting at their own 20-yard line. Drew Weatherford. Weatherford look at the open 35 and out of bounds. Lorenzo Booker. Booker, the senior, who has rushed for 526 yards, will add 12 to it. And that's the young man we were talking about, who has talked all week about pride and a big game as a senior here at home in his final appearance.
Well, you talk about Florida State. Plays just happen in bunches once something good happens for this football team. And you talk about the missed field goal right back. Lorenzo Booker breaking a nice long run for a first down. Florida State, they really know how to capitalize on momentum-type plays.
They are 100 in rushing offensively. Florida State is 39th in passing. They go to the pass first and 10. They go down the near sideline. The alley-oop. It is incomplete, but that's what they wanted. Big Greg Carr at 6'6" with a 36-inch vertical leap is the guy they try and get open in a one-on-one. Let's check in with Matt Weiner. Matt.
Gary, let's get a Verizon Wireless update from the Clemson, South Carolina game. Big plays for the Tigers, a 76-yard pass play. Then after a Carolina touchdown, it's C.J. Spiller breaking free for 80 yards. And the Tigers are on top 14-7. Rutgers trying to bounce back. They lead Syracuse 14-0.
Syracuse looking for an upset against a Rutgers team that had the great run and then lost that big game. Second down and 10 on the carry, straight ahead line of scrimmage, and that's all. That is Booker. You're not going to do a lot of rushing against this Florida defense that is 5th best against the rush. 72 yards a game.
Yeah, and he's more the slasher type, Lorenzo Booker. They had Anton Smith, who was out last week. It dislocated an elbow early in the football game last week for Florida State. So they were sharing time, pretty much equal reps. But Booker's going to get the bulk of the carries in this football game against Florida.
It is his job in the backfield. Brings up a third down and 9. Drew Weatherford will go back into the shotgun. Florida State looking for the first down. 4 receivers. It's caught at the 40. It's going to be a first down, 45-50 into Florida territory. 30-yard line out of bounds. Chris Davis, senior wide receiver. His 41st reception of the year for 37 yards.
But he scored early last week against Western Michigan on an end around, and they like to go to him down in the red zone. They're creeping closer to it, but you see here, nice little option route. Start inside and get the defender overcommitted, plant that foot and start outside, and now it's the yards after the catch that Florida State impresses you with. They've got playmakers, Gary. They get the football to him. Drew Weatherford off to a pretty good start in this football game.
Good pass right there as they opened it up in the middle. First down and 10, straight ahead. Booker charging. They'll get it up to the 35-yard line. Joe Cohen, the senior defensive tackle, moved in and put the hit on. There is Cohen. This is a great front group that's going up for Florida on defense. And they know it at Florida State, but they also know they've got to create some kind of a running game to open the passing lanes up.
Yeah, Cohen was parade All-American out of high school, was moved to defensive end, and then now he's in a defensive tackle, but started his career as a running back. at Florida. Now on the defensive line.
2nd down and 8. They've got 3 to the near side. And it'll be caught and out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Brandon Warren, their fine freshman tight end. Down on the field, Todd Harris. Todd?
Well, Gary, just moments ago, you guys talking about Drew Weatherford and Xavier Lee, the backup quarterback. You know, Bobby Bowden told us earlier this week that Xavier does better, as Andre pointed out, when he doesn't know that he's going to start or play the next day. Now, in the past, they've told him you will play, but this week, Bobby Bowden said he made no promises to Xavier Lee. He is going to go with a hot hand. So as long as Drew Weatherford's playing this way, we may not see Xavier Lee, number 9.
Yeah, and the way they've struggled at that position, if you get a guy with a hot hand, you better stay with it.
3rd down and 4 for Florida State. They've had a good drive. They need a 1st down to keep it alive. Looking, it is going to be incomplete. No chance for Chris Davis on that one, as that ball was thrown well behind him upfield.
Well, the body language of Drew Weatherford there just kind of brought the defender to the out route. Try to get Chris Davis matched up one-on-one outside and just throw for the 1st down. But you got to take your eyes somewhere to move defenders or just to hold them and make them think you're going somewhere else with the football. When you glue on with your eyes, they're going to break, and they know that you're committing there.
How about this? Both of these teams trying field goals. Both of these kickers, it's been a disaster. Gary Sismania, 40-yard kick. It is up, and it is no good. Unbelievable. Both of these teams have field goal kickers who have just got into a hole and cannot get out of it. Sismania now is 0 for his last 4. He's missed 5 of his last 6. And it's all come because of a kick at Maryland that he missed 4 games ago that he's never recovered from it. When we return, we'll take a look at this week's hero of the program, Florida State. A long and storied tradition. Who will this week's hero be? We'll let you know right after this. All-American Fred Biletnikoff, the Seminoles' top receiver in the 1960s. In '64, he caught 57 passes, 987 yards, and 11 TDs. Biletnikoff was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1991, and the Biletnikoff Award, presented to the nation's top receiver, was first awarded in '94. Fred Biletnikoff, a hero of the program. And they're looking for another hero today. Florida's got the football 20-25 after the missed kick up to the 26. Andre Caldwell, a junior. Caldwell with a nice gain on it. The Fred Biletnikoff Award finalists. There you see the 3 for this year.
Yeah, Jared Dillard at Rice having one heck of a season. Calvin Johnson, we know his story. Jeff Samardzija at Notre Dame, 3 pretty good ones. But I'll tell you what, when Jim Zaroli and Wayne Edwards were putting this piece together, that surprised me. I did not know, I must admit, that Fred Biletnikoff attended Florida State.
See, that's why we
a lot of football players from this storied program, but I didn't know that one.
That's why we do these games, so you can learn. And that'll be taken near the 1st down marker. That is Deshaun Wynn, the senior, their leading rusher, averaging 56 a game and 5.5 a carry. That one straight ahead. Let's see where they mark it. It will be, it looks like a little shy of the 1st down, less than a yard. So it'll bring up a 3rd down, less than a yard.
Yeah, Deshaun Wynn grew up in that Ohio State-Michigan rivalry game from Cincinnati, Ohio, Reading High School.
So here comes Tim Tebow, the running quarterback, the freshman, 6'3", 229. He averages 5.9 a rush, second among NCAA quarterbacks. See if he carries it. 3rd down and 1. He does, straight ahead, and he's got a 1st down. I'll tell you.
Tough.
I mean, he is tough. He is the real deal as a runner, but as we were talking to the coordinators on the other side of the football for Florida State, you cannot just assume he's going to run the football because he's also got a great arm.
No, they bring him in that old wing T style offense, and it's just for him to run. But I'll tell you how tough he is. You know, he tried to engage in a contact drill that they wrestle in the preseason or prior to the spring game. Coach Urban Meyer literally had to go pull Tebow out by the back of his jersey because he said he just wanted a piece of somebody. Yeah. He's always looking to just kind of engage or take on defenders, and that's what gets him fired up. You think of tough quarterbacks, Jim Kelly. He's kind of cut from that same type of mold.
He runs like a fullback when he's in there at the quarterback position. He enrolled in January in early enrollment for Florida, and he holds virtually all of the Florida prep high school records offensively for quarterbacks. He's out of Jacksonville.
Yeah, amazing high school career, Gary. Over 9,900 yards passing, 3,000, over 3,100 yards rushing, 63 touchdown runs, 95 touchdown passes. Tim Tebow did it all in high school.
That is Andre Fluellen, who's coming out of the football game. He's the nose guard out of Georgia. He got banged up on that last play. Tebow did get the first down, so he goes back to the bench, and Chris Leak comes back in for Florida at quarterback. First down and 10. Wynn will be the setback behind him. He'll slot it to the right side. They fake the Wynn. Leak looking. Pulls up over the middle. Midfield incomplete. That one off the fingertips of Dallas Baker. Baker, playing in his 48th game, had Michael Garvin on the coverage, and he just couldn't quite hang on to it.
Yeah, offensively, when Florida likes to roll Chris Leak out of the pocket a lot, and here Florida State, they get nice outside contain to force him to pull up with the football so he's not throwing it on the run, and there it just kind of forces him to go a little high to Dallas Baker.
Dallas Baker's had 8 touchdown receptions. He's their leader in that department, and 49 catches coming into this game. It is a second down and 10.
Look for pressure from Florida State here.
3 receivers sent to the right side. The blitz is on. He saw it, got rid of it. 35, 40, midfield. There's nobody left. It's sunshine ahead of me. Andre Caldwell, touchdown. 66 yards.
Boy, Florida State, they choose to bring the pressure from the outside. They don't get to Chris Leak. And once that happens, it's one-on-one on the outside. And Andre Caldwell back 100% after a broken leg against Tennessee last year. Shows you the speed on the outside.
That is his 5th touchdown catch of the season, and a great read by Leak to get rid of that football. Chris Hetland is on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. He's 31 out of 33 in the extra point department. A 66-yard touchdown catch. Leak to Caldwell.
Well, you see right here, just want to get it outside, get the football in Andre Caldwell's hands, and an excellent job by the receivers on the outside edge of just kind of getting in the way, putting body position in front of the Florida State defenders, which allows Andre Caldwell to turn up and use that excellent speed.
The 20th touchdown pass thrown by Leak on the season. And once Caldwell turned that corner, that was the side that rush was coming from on the blitz. There was nobody as a deep back to cover up for the linebackers. Caldwell was off and into touchdown territory. So Florida gets on the board. Their passing game, 26th in the nation. They average 238 yards a game. It took 5 plays, 78 yards, only 209. And for Florida since 90, they have thrown the most TD passes in the country now, 538, ahead of Florida State and BYU. Yeah, you talk about a game that goes to the air, this is theirs.
If you're Florida State, you don't want to have this thing steamrolled. Don't try to get too much too soon. Work yourself back in this football game. You're only down 7-0, and it's early in the football game. Don't let it get out of hand against Florida, because they can score and score in bunches.
3:15 left to go here in the first quarter of this 51st matchup. And the hope for Florida, a victory today, and keep their slim hopes, but there are hopes of a BCS championship game. The number 4 ranked team, Florida State, they just want to upset the apple cart. That'll be taken in the end zone by Garvin. It'll be burned out to the 20, and there it will start 1st and 10. Tonight, the Trojans and the Fighting Irish. They'll be at the Coliseum, the latest installment of another great rivalry. This game, obviously, with enormous implications for the BCS. Saturday Night Football on ABC, part of Rivalry Week. It's presented by Remington. It's 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. College football lives right here. What a matchup. There you see the BCS standings.
Yeah, Ohio State and Michigan sitting at the house, just kind of watching the rest of college football season as everybody else below them from 3, 4, and 5 kind of fight it out. USC in the driver's seat, but they've got a tough one tonight.
One of those 2 teams, USC and Notre Dame, will be out of that picture after tonight's game. First down and a 10. Back from the 10-yard line. Big rush and brought down near the 20. Ray McDonald moved in, the senior defensive tackle, and got him and dropped him maybe for right at the line of scrimmage.
Right, just the entire pocket just collapsed. You see Shannon Boatman there just kind of working against Derek Harvey, getting pushed back into the lap of Drew Weatherford, and he's got to have a little better clock sensitive in the back of his head, that quarterback clock that goes on. You know, against a fast defense, once I get back, it better be going somewhere or the heat's going to be on me.
See what they can do with it here. Drew Weatherford on the second down and a 10. Booker out of the backfield, trying desperately, but all kinds of white jerseys, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. This defense to run against. Joe Cohen moved in. There is a flag down on the play, however. Let's wait and see the call.
Boy, Florida.
Personal foul.
Going to help Florida State out of the hole here a little bit, but up front, getting tremendous penetration, and Lorenzo Booker having to make his first move in the backfield.
After the play was over, have a dead ball, personal foul, number 30 of defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, Earl Everett, the outside linebacker for Florida. But watch the penetration. You see everybody working up the field for Florida, which causes Lorenzo Booker to have to make his first move in the backfield. They've been accused of not being physical enough up front on the offensive line at Florida State. That's why right there. There's proof in the pudding. Florida getting up the field against this big offensive line of Florida State.
Florida does not need those penalties in this game. They average almost 9 penalties a game. Costly first down and 10, going to pass on it. Weatherford near side, that'll be incomplete. There was good coverage at about the 38-yard line, and he had to throw that one away. Greg Carr was the intended receiver. Reggie Lewis, the linebacker, was back on coverage, and Lewis is limping a little bit.
You know, when you watch Drew Weatherford and you keep an eye on his body language, he's not a guy that's playing with a lot of confidence right now. We talked about that 2-quarterback deal and not really knowing if I'm the guy or at what moment I'm going to be replaced. Well, it's hard to get in a rhythm. It's hard to play with a sense of confidence when you don't know on any incompletion whether or not number 9 is going to trot himself into the huddle.
He is 3 for 7, 46 yards in the air for Weatherford. Big play here, second down 10. He may have to run, steps away down the sideline. Look out. There was a hit in the making. That's called laying out your receiver, and Reggie Nelson, the junior, clocked him. Joe Surratt just got leveled.
Reggie Nelson is known around Florida as the eraser, and that's why right there. He is as physical a free safety as there is in the country. 4 interceptions, and without the addition of Ryan Smith, he was going to have to play or move to corner. Ryan Smith's playing so well, they were afforded the luxury. And you hear it right there, the luxury of leaving Reggie Nelson at free safety, and boy, has it been outstanding for Urban Meyer and this coaching staff.
Surratt had to come out of the football game after that hit by Nelson. It brings up a third down and 10. They are 1 for 3. Florida State is in third down conversions in this game. 35% on the year. It has been a tough third down year for the Seminoles, and they're going to use a timeout. Drew Weatherford came out, took a look, said, I want to talk this one over. He does. Florida's got the lead. 1:34 left in the first quarter. Great house and a great view, and great to have you with us here. Florida State going at it. Florida with a 7-0 lead on that 66-yard touchdown play that they've got as they come into this game with only 1 loss. They are 10-1 overall, 7-1 in the SEC for Florida. Florida State 6-5, 3-5 in the ACC, with Florida ranked number 4 and hoping they can win this one and play Arkansas. They will play Arkansas in the league championship game next week.
Weatherford, 8 passes attempted. He's only completed 1 for more than 5 yards in this football game so far.
He needs more here. It is a third down and 10, ball at their own 33-yard line. Weatherford the sideline. This man hesitated. He threw it away anyway. And if I had to guess, I'd say Drew Weatherford is almost out of the game. He's not performing well. Xavier Lee is on the bench. He's missed his last 4 passes, and in honesty has not even been close on those. And this is the time of the football game where Florida State's Bobby Bowden and their staff has made changes in the last 3 games.
And it would be early because usually you see Xavier Lee around the second quarter, but I thought he had Lorenzo Booker open underneath. He tried to force one to receiver on the outside, but sometimes you have to allow playmakers to make plays. And even though you're going to throw it short, if there's enough green grass in front of him where he can turn up and make a play, you've got to give him the football. Don't force the ball.
Graham Gano on the kick. The sophomore averaging 41 yards a kick. That one may have touched somebody. That hit somebody. The question is who?
It may have hit one of the Florida return guys.
That's what they're saying. It was hit. It was hit by Florida State, and so the ball is dead where it was touched out there, and that's where it's going to be whistled. The officials are going to get together. It was Jermaine McCollum who moved in on that, and it is going to be a first down. There's McCollum who took the shot over there. Want to remind you, Monday night, Brett Favre, the Packers visit Sean Alexander, the NFC West leading Seattle Seahawks. Is it Monday yet? Monday Night Football, ESPN, 8:30 Eastern. Available in high definition, ESPN HD, and Spanish on ESPN Deportes. That was a strange play and almost another big turnover. Florida, though, is going to get the first down. They will start this drive from their own 28.
And they're going to look at this one.
Yeah.
And they kind of showed that play on the replay board here, and the fans started going crazy. So we're going to have looks like what will be a review on whether or not it indeed touched a Florida player, and I thought so. But we'll get a closer look at it.
See if this is a coach's review or not. Did Bobby Bowden take a timeout and ask for the review? I think that's what the official is trying to determine right now, whether he called for a timeout on this. I mean, every play is reviewed. Ron Cherry, the referee.
Florida State has requested that the previous play be reviewed.
It indeed is a coach's challenge.
They've used a timeout. If it's overturned, the timeout will be given back to them. If it is not, the timeout will be used.